So Donald Trump is celebrating the approval of his massive tax bill, but this is a huge bombshell for seniors, and it's actually going to hurt Social Security benefits in the long term. Now, you all know that the trust fund is going to run out in about 8 years, at which point it's estimated that your benefits would be cut by about 24%. Trump's tax plan is expected to accelerate that, making it run out sooner, meaning your benefits could be cut even sooner if Congress doesn't intervene. That's the subject of today's video. Guys, thank you so much for tuning in. If you like these updates, please give this video a like and subscribe. It does support the channel. Quick reminder to call the phone number on the screen here if you want free advice on how to choose a Medicare plan that's the right fit for you, but more on that in just a bit. So not only did Trump's tax plan not help seniors that don't pay taxes, which we've talked about many times over the last couple of weeks. If you pay taxes and you're on Social Security benefits, you're going to get a tax deduction, and that's a pretty big boost for people on Social Security benefits. Now, if you don't pay taxes, you're not really getting much of a benefit. Now, the bombshell here is that this is going to lead to the trust fund running out even sooner. And remember, it's expected that once that happens, which is supposed to be 8 years from now, your benefits could be cut by about 24%. No one knows the exact number, but that's kind of a good estimate. Now, this tax plan is going to lead to less money coming in, which means that trust fund's going to run out even sooner. Before we jump into that, and again, we're going to talk about how exactly this is going to lead the trust fund to run out sooner, and when they think the trust fund will run out at this point, which again could affect your benefits. And again, guys, this isn't to attack Republicans or attack Democrats. I don't think either party has done enough to help seniors. But really quickly, before we jump into it, let's take a look here. This is actually the first interview that Trump has done today since this bill got approved. So let's take a quick look and see what Trump had to say.
What promises did you make? Did you tell Representative Clyde that you could have an option on gun rights? What sort of deals did you make with those?
Well, I talked to a lot of different Republicans in doing it, and we had a good time in being there. I did not have much of a problem with any of them. It's fun, and we're sort of celebrating like the biggest bill of its kind ever signed, and it's going to make this country into a rocket ship. It's going to be really great.
Mr. President,
He said that a lot of House Republicans yesterday pledged not them to yes.
I think when you go over the bill, it was very easy to get him to a yes. You know, we went over that bill, and point after point, biggest tax cut in history, great for security, great on the southern border. Immigration is covered. We covered just about everything. Again, it's the biggest bill ever signed of its kind.
Mr. President, some House Republicans heard about the bill. Said that they had covered.
So Trump's celebrating the passage of his bill, and there could be a lot of things you like in this bill. You could be in support of various programs in this bill, various tax cuts, various initiatives. But the problem is, like he said, it's one of the biggest tax cuts ever in this country. But if you're not paying taxes, this doesn't help you. And let me know in the comments if this bill specifically helps you. If you want to know more details about that bill, watch my last video I posted a couple of days ago. It does go into detail as to how this will affect seniors, both negatively and positively. But let's talk about how this is a massive bombshell, that this tax plan, which was just approved, is now expected to make the Social Security Trust Fund run out even sooner, which is expected to lead to a cut in benefits of about 24%. Again, if Congress intervenes, that won't happen. But let's take a look and see when the trust fund could potentially run out now. Now, Trump's BBB, which refers to the Big Beautiful Bill, will accelerate Social Security Medicare insolvency, according to leading experts. Again, not to bash Republicans or Democrats here. Neither party has done enough to help seniors, but we're just talking about the latest updates, and this is a massive bombshell. So let's read this article. President Donald Trump's One Big Beautiful Bill, the signature budget legislation, which he is expected to sign on July 4th, It's already been approved, but he's not going to sign it until tomorrow, July 4th, as of making this video. The House has passed it in the House of Representatives. This will further accelerate Social Security and Medicare insolvency, according to a nonpartisan committee for a responsible federal budget. Now, it's supposed to be nonpartisan. How nonpartisan is it? It's hard to say. Now, the Social Security and Medicare trustees estimated in their 2025 annual reports on the programs that the retirement and hospitable trust funds will become insolvent in 2023. That was the previous estimation. So again, previously, before this bill was approved, it was estimated that the trust fund would become insolvent in 2023, 8 years from now. And if nothing changed and Congress didn't do anything to fix this, benefits on average would just be cut 24% for everyone. Can you imagine that? Now, if things stay the same going forward, it's expected to go insolvent even more quickly. So let's see exactly when that's expected to happen. That's why this tax bill is a massive bombshell for seniors, because not only does it only help seniors that pay taxes, which is great, it should be helping them, but it doesn't help the lower income seniors who don't even pay taxes, right? That's the problem. If it's a tax cut, people that don't pay taxes aren't getting the benefit. Let me know your thoughts on that in the comments below. But on top of that, it's accelerating the timeline for when the trust fund could be insolvent, which again, if nothing happens, if Congress doesn't intervene, could cut benefits by 24% across the board. Before we talk about exactly when the trust fund is expected to go insolvent now, this is just a quick reminder to call the phone number on your screen. This is my partner Chapter. They offer free Medicare help, explaining to you how Medicare works, explaining to you what your options are to help you make a more informed decision when it comes to picking your Medicare coverage. So call the number on the screen there, 334-581-6390. Thank you so much, and let's get back to the content. Now, the Social Security and Medicare trustees estimated in their 2025 annual reports on the programs that the retirement and hospital trust funds will become insolvent in 2023, only 8 years from today. That was the previous estimate. Now it's estimated to go insolvent even more quickly because of this tax bill. We estimate the One Big Beautiful Bill Act, otherwise known as the OBBBA, will accelerate Social Security and Medicare insolvency by 1 entire year to 2032. Now that is the new estimate, folks. That's why this is a massive bombshell. They expect that because basically these are massive tax cuts, so a lot of people are getting tax cuts, meaning a lot of people are benefiting from this, except the people that don't pay taxes. And then because we're having less taxes coming in, we're going to have less revenue, and therefore there's going to be less going into the Social Security Trust Fund, which means it's going to go insolvent even more quickly. And currently it's estimated that because of this tax bill, it will go insolvent a year sooner in 2032, which is just 7 years from now. And again, if Congress does nothing to intervene, if they don't make any changes, pass any bills to protect seniors, then it's expected that benefits would get cut by 24% across the board. So guys, please, if you're watching this video, do me a huge favor. Comment down below. Let me know your thoughts. What do you think about this? I think this is a massive bombshell at a time when we should be helping benefits, bolster benefits, make benefits bigger, and create more funding for Social Security to make sure it lasts even longer. We're kind of doing the opposite. And again, this is not to attack Republicans or Democrats. I'm just reporting the news. When Joe Biden was in office, I constantly said Joe Biden wasn't doing enough. Democrats were in a similar position where they had control of the House, the Senate, and the presidency. Joe Biden had promised to increase benefits. He promised actually a $200 per month boost for seniors for at least a year to 2 years. That never happened. So both sides have failed seniors, right? But please, let me know your thoughts in the comments below. At the end of this video, I will be responding to your comments. So if you comment below, please stick around. I'd like to follow up on those comments. Now, while the bill does not include any significant direct changes to Social Security and Medicare, they point out that the bill will impact Social Security and Medicare indirectly, mainly by reducing the revenue collected from the income taxation of Social Security benefits, which is deposited into the Social Security and Medicare Trust Fund. This year, the Social Security and Medicare trustees project taxation of benefits to bring in $100 billion of revenue. They expect that to rise to more than $140 billion because the tax cuts were supposed to expire, but this is extending them. Now, guys, I just want to put things in perspective. Now, again, although there's probably a lot of things in this bill that you do support, I want to point out the fact that this bill is going to reduce revenue to the Social Security Trust Fund, which is a massive bombshell because this means the trust fund will run out of funds a year sooner, is what's estimated, at which point benefits would be cut about 24% across the board if nothing else changes. So as this is happening, the majority of the tax cuts are going to people who are already really well off financially. Check this out. I want to share these facts with you. Now, key provisions benefiting high-income earners in this bill. The top tax rate was dropped from 39.6% to 37%. And that was done in the 2016 tax cuts, and it's just extending this. So those who are the highest income are getting a 2.5% tax cut. The corporate tax rate was slashed massively from 35% to 21%. That's a 14% drop from giant corporations. And there's a ton of other things I won't go into detail here for rich people, including the estate exemption. So if someone passes away and they, pass on millions to their heirs, there's a huge exemption so they don't pay taxes. There's business tax cuts. There's a ton of stuff in here, right? The point here is that the total cost of this bill over 10 years is expected to be between $2 and $3 trillion. Now think about that. $2 to $3 trillion. That is money that could go to fund Social Security benefits. And you know what the interesting thing is about that number? This bill is expected to increase the deficit by 2 to 3 trillion, and that is almost the exact number that is needed to protect the trust fund over the next 10 years. Check this out. Now, the cost to fully fund Social Security, to keep the trust fund solvent for 75 years, here's what's needed. Roughly $200 billion per year over the next 10 years is $2 trillion. So all of these tax cuts added up is almost exactly what the trust fund needs to remain solvent. But instead, we're cutting taxes for those who really don't need it. Don't get me wrong. No one likes to pay taxes. Anyone can use a tax cut. But they're giving these massive tax cuts to people that technically don't need it, and then they're not helping people on Social Security benefits. That's why this is a massive bombshell. Guys, please let me know your thoughts on that in the comments. Please like this video if you like this content, and please subscribe if you like these updates. If you're just joining the show today, we're talking about a massive bombshell that no one's talking about. This big, beautiful bill, this tax bill that was approved, not only does it not help seniors that don't pay income taxes, because the tax cuts only help people that pay taxes, but on top of that, because it's going to reduce income tax revenue, that means the government's going to bring in less money. Less money is going to go into the trust fund, which means the trust fund is expected to go insolvent 1 year sooner. Okay? So headlines are saying that the One Big Beautiful Bill will accelerate Social Security and Medicare insolvency by 1 more year. Originally, they expected it to go insolvent in 2023. Now they're expecting it to go insolvent in 2020 or 2032, which is 7 years from now. And if nothing changes, benefits would be cut by an estimated 24% across the board. Check this out. Absent congressional action, that would lead to a 24% benefit cut in late 2023, so basically exactly 7 years from now, for the Social Security Retirement Trust Fund, and an 11% cut in mid-32 for the Medicare Insurance Trust Fund as well. Guys, let me know in the comments if you think this is a massive bombshell that no one's talking about. If nothing happens because of this tax bill, and again, not trying to attack Republicans, not trying to attack Trump, that's not the point of this channel, but when Biden was in office, I did the same thing. Neither party are helping the American people enough, quite frankly, but especially seniors when they continuously promise to help them but don't follow through on that. A 24% cut in 2032 is what's on the table if nothing changes. This chart really just shows how that's being accelerated by about a year. So guys, let me know your thoughts in the comments. Are you shocked by this? Do you think that this is a massive bombshell that more people should be talking about? Personally, I do. I think it's a massive bombshell that because of this bill, the trust fund for Social Security is expected to run out 1 year sooner, which means in 2032, it's estimated that if nothing changes, unless Congress passes a bill to change something, benefits would be cut by about 24% across the board at a time when they should be increasing benefits, getting seniors out of poverty, especially those who are lower income. This is completely unacceptable. So guys, let me know your thoughts on that. Again, if you like these updates, please like and subscribe. I will keep you posted as things develop. And one last quick reminder to please call the number on your screen, our partner chapter. They will give you free Medicare help, completely no charge to you at all. They will help you become educated on exactly how Medicare works, what your Medicare options are, and help you become more informed to pick the right plan that could be a right fit for you. Guys, if you want to stick around, we're going to cover some comments here and see what people are saying here on the show. Let's take a look. Sierra M, thank you so much for commenting. Monty Threet, thank you so much. And Pickle, Melody, Bobby D, and Nancy Thompson, thank you all for commenting. Sierra says, elderly senior citizens on Social Security with low income do not pay taxes, but they did while they were working for many years. That's a great point. These tax cuts, Sierra, thank you so much. That's such a great point. These tax cuts are helping people who are paying taxes now working, but if you're a senior, you pay taxes for 30, 40, 50 years, and now you're not getting any of the tax cuts. It's completely insane. Sierra went on to say that elderly citizens on low Social Security income are always in debt with very low COLA increases, $34. They paid their taxes when they worked. When they worked too, bad they missed out with the current BBB. Exactly, Sierra, completely agree. Monty says, I think we made a mistake putting him back in. Let me know your thoughts on that in the comments, guys. I know some people like some of the things in this bill, but this, not so much. We can't support this. And Pickle says, no, it does not help me. And I think a lot of people watching this video are in the same place. Melody says, no, seniors are screwed as always and lied to as always. Melody, I can't agree with you enough. I completely agree. And again, Democrats did the exact same thing when Joe Biden was in office as well. Nancy, thank you for commenting. She says this is effed up. And Hazel Gibson says, yes, he is really disappointing me. He doesn't do anything to help us on SSI, which needs to be overhauled. Hazel, sounds like you might have voted for Trump because you said he disappointed you. Completely agree. Whether you like Republicans in general and like Trump and like a lot of other things in this bill, if you're watching this video, you probably don't like the fact that these tax cuts in this bill only helps people who pay taxes. If you're a senior on benefits and you don't pay taxes, you're not really helped by it much, if any, I don't think. And because of all these tax cuts, less funding coming into the trust fund, which means the trust fund will be insolvent 1 year sooner, which is a massive bombshell because they're accelerating the trust fund running out, at which point it's expected that benefits would be cut by 24% across the board unless Congress does something, if they create some kind of a bill to protect Social Security benefits. Guys, let me know your thoughts in the comments. Again, thank you so much for watching. Please like, please subscribe if you like this content, and share this channel with anyone who you think might find this helpful. And one last quick reminder, call the number on the screen, 334-581-6390. Our partner chapter, I recommend them to my own family. I've been really impressed with them. They give you free Medicare help. They help you figure out what plan could be right for you if you're on Medicare. Guys, thank you so much for watching. I hope you're doing well, and I hope to see you on the next video.